Hello and welcome all my dear third standard students. I hope you all are good, you all are fine, you all are watching the lectures very regularly, and I hope that you are also sending the work to your follow-up teachers. Many students are also sending their work to me on the regular basis. Many students are sending their work to me on the weekly basis, but I must say I really appreciate to whole lot of students who have started doing the work and sending their works, and sooner or later they will get their appreciation prizes from me. That is a kind of surprise for you all. I hope, my dear students, that you were watching all the lectures in the sequence we are uploading, because what happens when you watch the lecture after 3 or 4 lectures, you feel a kind of doubt that something is missing, and then many students have also called me up asking for the few notes which were already given in the lectures. So my dear students, it is your duty to keep the note on which day what have you done. So please make sure that you watch the lectures very regularly. And now if you were watching the lecture, you might be knowing that we had just started chapter number 9, explanation part of our body, in which we have understood 1.5 page of explanation. Now my dear students, we are going to continue with that chapter's explanation part. So take out your rough notebook and your textbook before I start explaining you the chapter any further. I'll wait for a few seconds. I hope that you all will be ready in few seconds with both of these books. As you know that in all my lectures I always first give you few seconds to be ready with your books. Okay, my dear students, now I am going to display the textbook on the screen. So my dear students, I hope that you are ready with page number 88, chapter number 9, our body. Now, as you know that explanation starts from the second page, which is page number 89. We yesterday saw that what is our body made up of. We saw that cells together forms tissue, tissue together forms an organ, organs, the collection of the organ forms the organ system, and many organ systems together forms an organism, that is living being like us. So this was an ascending order. I explained you in the previous lecture how the body is formed. Then we saw the organ system, in which we saw the skeletal system, muscular system, and then digestive system. We even saw the labeled diagram of various body part, which helped you to understand the body part in detail. I showed you different diagrams in the previous lecture, which were kind of necessary for you to see and understand. Now my dear students, in this lecture we are going to continue with the respiratory system, which is on page number 90, where we stopped in the previous lecture. So now I hope that you all are ready with your books. So let's get started. Let us read, let us understand. Respiratory system. We need to breathe in air in order to live. We use our nose to breathe. So students, do you use the nose to breathe or your mouth? Obviously nose. The air we breathe in is called inhaled air, the air goes down the windpipe and reaches to the lungs, after which the air is breathed out. The air we breathe out is called exhaled air. The nose, the windpipe and the lungs together forms the respiratory system. This is what we understood in the previous lecture, how we breathe in, how we breathe out, and what process of breathe in and breathe out is called respiratory system. Now there is one activity, students. It is not necessary that you will be able to do that activity. Now you can do that activity afterwards, but let me explain you that activity to understand how the lungs expand and contract. That is what the aim is. That is what you can understand if you will do this activity. So your working of your lungs you can understand. Material needed is a balloon. You only need one balloon if you want to perform this activity. I must say that this activity, once you will read, you will say that, sir, we have performed this activity 100 times. But let me tell you, you have not observed one thing, even though if you have performed this activity 1000 times. Let us see what the activity is. Method. Take a balloon, fill it with the air with the help of your mouth. So you have to take one balloon and you have to blow that balloon, you have to fill that balloon with the air of your mouth. That means you have to blow that balloon with your mouth. That is what you do many a times if you get the balloon, right? So that is what you have to do now. You have to take a balloon in your hand, you have to fill the air in the balloon with your mouth. What can you observe? The balloon swells up. That means it becomes bigger in the size and it expands as soon as you start filling the air with your mouth. Now hold the neck of the balloon and release the air slowly. This is also what you do, students. You have to just hold the neck from where you started filling the air. That part you have to hold and you have to slowly release the air out from the balloon. So the balloon becomes smaller in the size as soon as you start releasing the air from inside the balloon. So the conclusion is your lungs also act like balloon while breathing. They expand when you breathe in, they contract when you breathe out. So whenever you are breathing in the oxygen, your lungs also fills up with the air like a balloon. Whenever you are exhaling it, taking the oxygen out, it becomes contract like a balloon. So our lungs working is same as like balloon, air balloon and nothing else. I hope you will do this activity and you will observe the outcome which is written here. Now let us move towards the next topic, nervous system. Let us read and understand what it is. I hope, my dear students, you are listening to me very carefully and you will understand the remaining part of the chapter as well. And at the end, I am again going to share few fun facts of the human body which you might not be knowing. So let's continue with the next topic, nervous system. The brain, the spinal cord and the nerves make up our nervous system. So what makes the nervous system? Which organ makes the nervous system together? So the spinal cord, brain and the nerves. These parts makes the nervous system. As you can see, the diagram is given here that depicts the nervous system, the brain, the spinal cord and the nerves. These all parts together makes the nervous system of the body. The brain gives order to the different part of the body. Now that is what you need to understand, students. Have you seen the mental person walking on the road? Yes or no? You might have seen mentally challenged people walking on the road. They don't know where they are walking. They don't know what will happen if they will put their hand on the fire. They don't know how to walk because their brain is not working properly. Their brain is not able to send the proper order to the different part of the body, that where to stand, how to stand, where to walk, how to walk, nothing. That is why they are called mentally challenged people. Now, the brain gives the order to the different part of the body. Now, say for an example, if you are standing near the fire, you know how much distance you have to maintain, you know at what distance you will have to stand, because that is because of your brain. Your brain gives the message to the body that this is too much hot, don't cross this border, otherwise you will catch the fire and you will burn into ashes. Same thing happens when it is cold. Now this is winter season going on. Now in the morning your brain gives the message to your legs that don't put your leg directly, don't put your feet directly on the tiles on the floor, it is very cold, wear the slippers. So these things happens in the every part of the body only because of the orders of the brain. Now it has nerves that takes these orders to the muscles. Now you will say that, sir, brain is on the top in the head. How can it give the order to the foot? Now that happens because of one messenger. Yes, when you want to talk to your friend, you send the message through the WhatsApp. Similarly, nerves plays the role of WhatsApp in your body. Yes, your brain sends the message through the nerves, and nerves carry the message to the different parts of the body, whether it is your heart, whether it is your stomach, whether it is your knee, wherever it is, brain can send the message with the help of the nerves. So the nerves takes the orders to the muscles, bones and the other part of the body. The spinal cord connects all the nerves of the body to the brain. So the spinal cord connects all the nerves. In whichever part the nerves are there, it connects it to the brain. So even when you are injured by the spinal cord, doctor will say that it is very serious injury, because it is the main pathway, the connection of your brain and the different nerves of the body. I hope that this was very simple for you to understand. Moving on to the next, circulatory system. Just as a car cannot work without its engine, our body cannot work without the heart. Our heart pumps the blood to all the organs of the body. So now you might be wondering, before this, reading this, that there is blood in our body. We get hurt in our leg, bleeding starts from that part. If we get the hurt in our hand, bleeding starts from that part. Where does this blood comes from? Your body makes the blood, and heart plays the role of pumping the blood in the different part of the body. Now the blood is carried by the blood vessels, thin tubes through which the blood flows. Like in your house, you fill the water. Where does the water comes from? So the water comes from the pipeline. Similarly, heart plays the role of pumping the blood. But who carries that blood? Blood vessel does that job to all the part of the body. The heart, the blood and the blood vessels make our circulatory system. So these three things makes circulatory system. Which three things? Heart, blood and blood vessels. So students, you will have to remember few things like spinal cord, nerves, makes our nervous system, the brain. These three things makes our nervous system. Similarly, our heart, blood vessels makes the circulatory system. Now as per the name, its working is to circulate the blood throughout the body. If you can see in the diagram, heart pumps the blood to the blood vessels. Here is the heart located. It is not actually on the left side, it is in the center, but heart is said on the left side because it is tilted, it is bent on the left side. Now the blood vessels branch off and go to all the part of the body. Now students, here there is a fact file given, let us read and understand it. In Ayurveda, which is an ancient form of Indian medicine, the bark of Arjun tree is a very good medicine for the healthy heart. So if we take half, even a teaspoon with a honey and warm water, it can really make the heart healthy and strong. So these facts are really very interesting. You should have the knowledge about it. Now students, let us match the following. I hope that you too will solve it. So here column A, number 1 tissue, number 2 muscles, number 3 stomach, number 4 lungs, number 5 heart. Whereas on the column B side, A pumps blood, B mixes food thoroughly, C respiratory organ, D helps the body to move, and E made up of many cells. Now let us match it. You also have to match it if you have the textbook, or else you can watch this video lecture again and write the question and the answer, both the things, in your rough notebook. Now let us match this pair. 1 tissue. So can you say that tissue pumps the blood? No. Can you say that tissue mixes the food thoroughly? Obviously not. Then can you say tissue made up of many cells? Yes. If you remember, on the first page itself it was written that collection of many tissues makes collection of many cells makes one tissue. Collection of many tissues make one organ. So this is what the ascending order was, if you remember. So now if you can see, I have matched the pair. You can also do that in your textbook. Tissue will match to made up of many cells. Number 2, muscles. What can you say? Muscle pumps the blood? No, muscle does not do that activity. Then muscles mixes the food thoroughly? That is also not fair. Can you say muscles help the body to move? Yes, that is what the role is of muscles. So kindly match the pair as I am doing it here on the screen. Number 3, stomach. So it is very simple. Stomach mixes the food thoroughly. This is what the role is of stomach. If you have watched the previous explanation video, you should be able to answer it before I match it on the screen. Next one is lungs. Number 4, lungs. So lungs are the respiratory organ. Lungs is an respiratory organ. And the last one, heart, the last option left, pumps the blood. This is what you saw now just before this paragraph, that heart plays the role of pumping the blood to the different organs of our body. So I hope that you have also matched this pair as I have done. And I also hope that you enjoyed matching these pairs. Now moving on to the next page, excretory system and reproductive system. Let us understand it, students. Excretory system and reproductive system. Our excretory system cleans our body by throwing out the body wastes such as urine and sweat. Sometimes when you run a lot, you start sweating, perspiration starts coming out from your body, right? You become wet with the sweating. So that is also excretory system. The sweat comes out when you do the hard work, and that is the waste of our body. So it is good when you start sweating. The bad particle, the waste in your body comes out. Or other thing is urine. Yes, that also happens. That is also the excitatory system. You throw out your waste through the urine. The reproductive system helps in producing the young ones. So, reproductive system is the system in which the organs takes out the new born baby or the young one. So, that happens through the reproductive system. It reproduces. So, that is why it is called the reproductive system, the system through which the young ones takes the birth. So, human beings give the birth to the young ones, you know that they do not lay the eggs. Okay. Regular exercise. Exercise and yoga helps to keep us healthy. Our body becomes unfit if we do not exercise regularly. So, students, you might be knowing that the lethargic students, the lethargic people, the lazy people are fat and they are not able to walk properly. But if you run, if you play daily, if you do the exercise, your body will remain healthy. Yoga increases our strength and builds our muscles as well. So, yoga has many different advantages if you do it in the morning in a proper way. So, here one discussion point is given or one fact is given. How can you keep your muscles strong? So, we should exercise regularly and eat the healthy food if we want to keep our muscles strong. Now, here at last 2 keywords are given, students. I want you to repeat these keywords after me. I hope that you will repeat these keywords one more time. I know that we have repeated it initially when we started the reading part. So, fold your hands, and after these keywords I am going to display few fun facts with you. I am going to share it. I hope that you will repeat these 2 keywords after me. Cells. Cells are the building blocks of the body. I hope, students, you are repeating after me. And the last, digestion. The process of changing food into substances that our body can use is called digestion. Okay, students, now it's time for me to share few fun facts with you. Okay, students, so here are some fun facts which you will really enjoy to read and to understand. While awake, your brain produces enough electricity to power a light bulb. So, when you are awake, when you are not sleeping, your brain has such electric power that it can even light the light bulb, that bulb which you fit generally. So, even we can light up the bulb with our brain while we are awake. The left side of your brain controls the right side of your body, and the right side of your brain controls the left side of your body. Don't you think this is also very much interesting to listen to and to understand it? Just imagine, the right part of your brain controls the left of your body, whereas the left part of your brain controls the right part of the body. This is really interesting. In camera terms, the human eye is about 576 megapixels. So, this much we can zoom in and see, and really our eyes are no less than very ultra HD camera. We can even see moon and sun with our eyes. Next here, the brain of an adult human weighs around 3 pounds, that is 1.5 kg. So, an adult human's brain weight is 1.5 kg heavy, although it makes up just 2% of the body's weight. It uses around 20% of its energy. If you smoothed out all the wrinkles in your brain, it would lay the size of pillowcase. Just imagine how interesting it is. And the last one is, your heart beats around 1 lakh time a day, 365 lakh times a year, and over a billion times if you live beyond 30. Few more facts are there and then I'll end this lecture. Your nose and ears continue growing throughout your entire life. You might have heard your elders saying that after 18 your height will not grow, but your ears and your nose grows continuously throughout your life. Isn't it very interesting? Your sense of smell is around 10,000 times more sensitive than your sense of taste. Next is around 80% of what we think is taste is actually smell. So what we eat and then we think, oh, it is tasty, but 80% of that is only smell. So flavor is a combination of taste and smell in perception. So now I hope that you are enjoying these facts. Actually, I have even requested many students to send the facts, thoughts and news so that I can display it here and you will have really fun. I will display it with your names. So I will be awaiting for your homework and your thoughts, your facts if you want to share any. So with this, my dear students, thank you for watching this lecture. Make sure that you send your work regularly to your follow-up teachers, and please do not miss any lecture henceforth, because writing part, reading part, worksheet, everything is being discussed and solved here. So be ready with your textbook and rough book in the next lecture also. Till then, take care, goodbye, make sure you take care of your health. Do not go out unnecessarily. Have a nice day.